Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Well, crypto markets undeniably heating up despite what we've seen in terms of XRP price action, thanks to the news. Oh, what a gift from former SEC chairman, now former anyway, Jay Clayton. You're seeing Bitcoin hitting new all-time highs as I'm recording this, and I think it's fantastic. Look, this is an XRP-centric channel, but I am pro-Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin, and I would like to continue to see it do well. But I want to share with you something that I observed firsthand when I entered the world of crypto in November of 2017. Because the market was getting ridiculous at that point. I mean, when I jumped into crypto, I think Bitcoin was around $6,500 or something like that. And then in a span of just, I guess X number of weeks, I guess maybe a little over a month, Bitcoin ran up from about $6,500 to almost $20,000 before that quickly inflated bubble ultimately popped. And so it was a weird time for any human to jump in, but there are all sorts of people jumping into crypto now that are going to see some of the same things that I saw back then. And I would just like to let people know what my experience was. Look, I don't offer financial advice. I don't have a financial background of any kind, so I don't buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. But I wanna warn you about chasing the shiny, as I like to call it. It's just this idea of as certain coins go up and something you're invested in isn't doing much, and then you start chasing it. But before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would please ever so delicately tap the like button, I would definitely appreciate the support. And if you are a fan of crypto bull markets, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambeau channel. Take my free content, damn it. Now, as I record this, XRP at 22.4 cents, Bitcoin at $33,521.80. The market cap for the asset class, this might be an all-time high. I actually didn't check before recording, but this is in the neighborhood of where I remember it peaking out a few years ago. But the market cap for the asset class, $864 billion. Bitcoin dominance tearing it up, 72.14%. Now, I don't think it's going to stay like that. Throughout the course of this market cycle, it's probably at some point going to dip dramatically as money rotates, which I'm going to be talking about in this video. But, I mean, there was a time during the last market cycle where you saw Bitcoin dominance down to about 35%. And so the Bitcoin maxis out there, they'd like you to believe that Bitcoin is it. It's the one coin to rule them all. Nothing else matters. All the other 7,000 plus coins going to zero forever. And I don't believe that, because different people want different things for different cryptocurrencies. Different cryptocurrencies have different attributes. And that's important. But even if they didn't, different cryptocurrencies are being adopted for different use cases. And as they become the standard, it's going to be hard to supplant such standards, which is why I believe that there can be winner take all in certain types of categories, but not one coin to rule every other coin. Like that's just a silly, unsophisticated way of looking at the world, in my humble opinion. And so what I saw happening in 2017 was people just chasing whatever. So like, oh my God, the poor XRP holders. There were holders, mind you, that have been holding for years prior. And then they start seeing other coins pump, and they're just like, oh, what do we do? And then you get this emotional response, and then you stop making decisions with your brain, and you go with what your emotions are telling you to do based on your fear level. And so I wanted to share with you this thread from XR Patients, which I thought pretty well hit the nail on the head, and then I'm going to expand upon it. So check this out. Feeling left behind as XRP languishes while altcoins are heating up? Don't worry, the same thing happened during the 2017 bull run. For example, between January 2nd and March 13th of 2017, Ethereum saw more than 400% gains, while XRP remained mostly flat, gaining only about 12%. What happened starting March 20th for XRP, though, was nothing short of astounding. During just the 2 weeks of March 20th and March 27th, XRP rose about 855%. Did you guys hear that? And so think about that. If you're flipping out because everything else is doing well and this coin that you've been holding for X amount of time is not looking impressive, this is what humans keep doing. And this is what I just want to warn against. And I'm not telling you to buy or sell, but just in a general sense, like this is what I see humans do. They will invest in something. It doesn't do what they want it to do because it's not happening on my timeline. Well, don't be a child. Don't be a child. Just take the emotion out of it. Do whatever you want to do. But I'm just warning you, because when I'm talking about is I'm warning against emotional decisions. So if you want to buy or sell, do whatever you want to do. I'm not telling you to do or not do anything. I'm just warning against using emotion to make those determinations. So you start seeing something going up. It's already pumped though. Most of the pump maybe it's almost completely done, or maybe it is completely done. And then you get out of your long-term investment. Maybe it's XRP. You throw it into ETH, and then what happens? ETH retraces, and then XRP takes off. This has absolutely happened here. And so then the thread continues here. XRP had a slow start in 2017, being outpaced by hundreds of percent by many other altcoins the first few months, but in the end was the best performing cryptocurrency by far. Exactly what the bull run gains were vary by analyst, but all agree on one thing. XRP won hands down. And here you can see a chart indicating as much. 2017's biggest crypto assets ranked by performance. And it's interesting because as I record this, I firmly believe that XRP is supremely undervalued, especially with the massive sell-off thanks to Jay Clayton and the SEC litigating against Ripple. And I'm going to have more in my next video. I'm going to be talking about that even more. I got a ton of awesome stuff to share. Not for this video, but otherwise it go too long. But here's the interesting thing. Like, okay, first of all, I firmly believe XRP is never going away. I do not believe it's going to zero. I believe it will be worth substantially more in the future. And XRP will still, I believe, continue to move in tandem with the rest of the market. There's been a massive shakeout, fine. But in terms of what happens moving forward, the people that are in here now, they're like, yeah, they're betting on, I would suspect anyway, and I certainly am betting as an XRP holder, on the Ripple being proven to be on the right side of history. And more money will come in and more people will place such a bet. And so I still believe, even though you're seeing a suppressed XRP price, and I don't even know for sure if it's at the bottom, I do believe that at some point it's going to pick up and XRP will continue to move in tandem with the market cycle. There's all sorts of Bitcoin maxis out there saying things that sound super duper scary, trying to shake you out of your position. And I don't emotionally respond to that, but I know it's scary to other people because it's an emotional dig, and it's awful. Like XRP is not, it's just not going away. Even with what's happening in the United States, you're still talking about the vast majority of the volume globally still intact. And there's all sorts of, sorry guys. There's all sorts of people around the world that are viewing this as an opportunity. And so just consider this. XRP traded sideways from, let's call it about May 2017 through mid-December 2017, while the rest of the market was pumping, and I saw people bail last minute, and then XRP ultimately took off, and a lot of people missed the ride, which is why I think it's a horrendous idea to try and time markets, which is why I won't get shaken out for any sort of technical reason, like news hitting, or chart reasons, like technical analysis reasons, unless there's something that makes me think that XRP is no longer long-term viable in terms of like being able to solve a problem. Something like that would make me change my mind, but that hasn't happened. That is, neither of those things has happened, and so I have strong conviction I'm not going to do that. Now, even without, I was warning this too, even without the SEC action, I've been warning. I was like, hey guys, look, historically XRP behaves in a way that people new to the space are not going to be familiar with. Historically, it does have massive pumps when it pumps, but most of the time it's trading sideways or it's down most of the time. But the pumps are so massive that it more than makes up for everything else. And so if you're not a patient person, you miss out on that, because XRP historically has been the least correlated to Bitcoin out of the top 10 cryptocurrencies, although it does still follow the market. So it's worth knowing both of those things. And so I've been warning, even before this lawsuit noise, that Bitcoin will lead the market. It's going to take off. There will be people that get impatient or unaware of these facts and just make emotionally charged decisions, sell XRP, chase something that's already pumping, and then miss the opportunity when XRP ultimately pumps. And I understand, like with what's happening with the SEC, it's that much more scary. And I'm not pretending like there's no additional risk. Of course, there's additional risk as a result of this, but it doesn't change my personal conviction. And so I still firmly believe XRP will continue to follow Bitcoin, because with the nascency of the asset class being what it is, people are just trying to figure out which coins will have long-term viability. And that's why you get the whole asset class moving in tandem, because people don't know. They still don't know. We're heading more in the don't know direction with this lawsuit. I got it. But as a result, I don't think that people are going to suddenly not behave and trade in the same way that they have over the last 8 years with XRP. There's no indication that's what's going to happen. And so I was just going to share that with you because I intend firmly to hold. I am not going to be going anywhere. But I'm just going to highlight it as we go along. You're going to see people in social media talking about how XRP is not doing anything, and I could have made so much money on this. Oh my God, the opportunity cost. Yeah, until XRP does move, and then you screwed yourself, which is what I saw so many people do in 2017. Which is why, for me, I already have sufficiently packed XRP bags. So, and I'll be talking about this more in future videos, but I intend to diversify further in crypto. I'm not going to chase Bitcoin now. You know, look, I understand, like, buying it now if it really does run up, even in the short term, to $50,000, which some people are saying is in the cards. Many analysts are, and maybe they're right. I just don't chase green candles, though. I just don't do it. I will purchase when something is down or maybe trading sideways. But if I see it moving up, I just have no interest whatsoever. I have enough experience in looking at chart, and I'm not some sort of chart whiz. I'm just your everyday Joe Schmo type of dude. Like, I am no different than you. I'm just running a YouTube channel. Please know that. I'm not special because I'm on the internet or the YouTubes. But I do have enough just regular experience over the last few years looking at these types of situations and seeing people doing it and then how it plays out. And inevitably, it's almost always bad. Almost always bad. And so XR Patients wrapped up by stating, yeah, it sucks to feel left behind, but what we're seeing now is exactly what happened in 2017. Be patient and hodl on XRP soldiers. Our time is coming. And so the true value of XRP is not derived by short-term price action. It's not derived by whatever Jay Clayton of the SEC, formerly of the SEC, has to say about it. And I'm not going to let that impact my buying and selling decisions, period. I could not be more firm on that. And if it goes to hell in a handbasket, fine. I will go down with the ship if it goes to zero, but I do not believe that is going to happen, and I will hold however long I have to. I don't believe that the best days in terms of XRP price action are behind us. I think they're ahead of us. I personally believe at some point that Ripple will be proven to be on the right side of history here in terms of litigation. I think that XRP will ultimately pump, and it could happen before that, mind you. Like XRP, I still believe it's just moving in tandem with the market, even if it's going to look flat for X number of months from here on, or slightly down. Whatever it looks like, I don't care. Zoom out on a chart if you don't believe me. It does indeed move with Bitcoin, and so I think that at some point it could happen to perhaps pump before that, or once the litigation is all tied up, even if that takes a long time. What would happen then? What do you think humans are going to do when you get the headline, Ripple vindicated, or whatever the headline may be, XRP declared not a security, even if Ripple has to pay fines for it? What if that news hits? All these people that were not positioned properly are really going to be regretting decisions, I think. That's my suspicion. And so we'll see what it looks like, but I'm holding firm for a freaking reason, just to be clear here. And so there are going to be all sorts of scary headlines. Like, for instance, there's this piece from the Daily Hodl. Crypto analyst Michael Vandepop unveils Bitcoin price outlook for 2021, updates XRP, and then blah, 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 so on and so forth. And he goes on to cite, what did he say for Bitcoin? I don't want to read this whole thing, but maybe he said the range like 65 to 85,000. I think that's what it was here for Bitcoin. And then he saw him at XRP. He says he doesn't think it's going to break $1 in 2021. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if that's the case. I mean, I understand SEC stuff, wild card. I guess I'd kind of be surprised even with this hanging over the head just because it's crypto and I see how much money's flowing in right now. So I'd be kind of surprised. But even if that's the case, that still does not change the long-term viability of XRP in terms of utility. And I believe that the money and the market price, it will follow where there's actual utility. And so even if we have to wait, and that's an if, like I still think, let's let time pass, but I suspect XRP is just going to keep moving with the rest of the asset class. But even if not, even if we have to wait for vindication with this, from a legal perspective for Ripple, fine. I don't care. I'm gonna purchase other stuff too. So it's not like all my money's gonna be just in XRP. No, absolutely not. That's my strongest position, but I'm not selling a damn XRP until we get at at all-time high, or ideally past that. Maybe I'll start to sell a little around that point, but I am holding firm. Period. And so and look, I don't blame anybody that has chosen to reduce their exposure to XRP either a little bit or completely. I get it. It is scary. Do whatever you think is right for you. I just wanted to share with you where I'm coming from with all of this, because the price action here, while it feels scary, it's not an indication of what's going to be ruled in court. It's not an indication of the long-term viability of XRP. And seeing other coins pump doesn't mean there's something wrong with XRP. We see this all the time. People, they want to chase the shiny, and it bites them in the rear side. So I don't do that. And so just be aware that this is how humans behave. And you're a human. I'm a human too. But we don't have to act like idiots if we're just aware that maybe it's a bad idea to use emotion to make these types of decisions, right? That's all I'm saying. That's where I'm coming from here. So please let me know what you think below, but I will go ahead and wrap up here. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything, because of anything that I say or write, that would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.